Ladies and gents, how you doing today? I have this very interesting Fender Japan in today. It's brand new, got it in on my Bass Hunter service. This is actually a dealer special, not my special though. This features a preamp that I hadn't heard of before. It's called the EVA or EVA preamp, which features a 3-band EQ. And it features active passive pull switch here, and also series and parallel switch here, which gives you a boost effect in both active or passive mode. So it's actually quite a versatile preamp. It's very interesting tonally as well. I haven't quite heard anything like it. I like it. I like it. I'm not too keen on the bass. Itself. The neck profile and everything is not the perfect. It's not the ideal thing for me. It's not to my particular taste. But those of you who like a classic Fender, the radius is kind of Fender standard, and the depth of the neck is a little bit chunkier. I think it's about 23 millimeters in depth from the front of the fretboard to the back of the neck. So it feels kind of right now I'm on the rear pickup, so front pickup with the bass boosted. I'm just going to play with the bass boosted and that's it. Bass and mid boosted, treble right down, and I'll just play along with this bass line. So it's quite bright, you know, and then again, if you put this into parallel mode, this is series right now. So just check out this. See how much that boosts. I'll play the bass line now in parallel mode. I messed it up. That's a beautiful sound. Yeah, I love that sound. Now that is a great sound. And then if you boost the treble, I mean the treble is really bright. Turn the treble down again. I don't find this bass particularly comfortable. I prefer a flatter radius myself. It feels a little bit chunky going across the strings. I don't know what it is, just the radius, I think. Maybe the neck thickness. But like I said, some people like that, so yeah, it's pretty cool though, isn't it? I mean, let's have a listen to it on the rear pickup now. So go back into series mode, otherwise that won't work. Yeah, that's quite nice, but again, it's quite bright, isn't it? I mean, it's not very. This is with only the bass turned up, and the mid cut and the treble cut. Of course, this won't. If you try and go into parallel, it'll just cut everything out because you haven't got the front pickup turned up. You have to have that turned up because in parallel mode this becomes master volume. Series mode, it's front pickup volume. So now that's master volume. Now I'm in parallel. Yeah, I mean, overall though, it's a pretty cool bass, I have to say. It's got a unique sound, I think, and it also works nicely in passive mode. To go into passive mode, you pull up front pickup volume. Now, passive mode works also in series or parallel, but there is no, as far as I can tell, there's no passive tone. I don't think, unless that's it or this is it. But I can't really. Right now, with the speakers on in the room, I can't really hear any difference. So I don't think there's any difference in the tone there at all. So I think there is no passive tone on this. But when you pull this up, that goes into parallel. I like the build quality of it. It feels good. It's quite light as well, which is nice. I believe it's a light ash body, and actually no, I'm sorry, it's an older body. It's a light older body, and you've got a decent rosewood fretboard on here with pretty nice fretwork. There's no there's no rough edges or anything, and frets are nice and thin. Yeah, it's definitely a good bass with a good build quality. And I absolutely love the badass bridge. That's fantastic. And the other thing I like about this is no pick guard. You know, that's exclusive to this dealer, I think. This dealership, and it's very hard for foreigners to actually get hold of these. So that's why I thought that's why I was approached actually by a customer on my Bass Hunter service. And they asked me if I could sort out the deal with one of these, because apparently they'd got one a while back, and somebody had been dealing them, but that person's not operating anymore apparently. Had been dealing them abroad, but I have to say it wasn't without problems. The setup, it came to me with not a very good setup, to be quite honest. I had to take the neck off, and I had to give it less. It had too much relief for starters. The action was not even across all the strings, so it felt really horrible actually when it came out of the box. And the other problem that it had was that it wasn't shielded properly on the pickups. And I looked inside. I've looked inside the cavities, and I had to actually take this all apart, and I had to add some extra shielding on the back of the pickups, because the back of these pickups have a long magnet, and then it sits on top of this is the silly thing, right? It sits on top of some foam rubber, which is on top of a shielding plate. Now that foam rubber is going to cancel out the shielding on the plate, so essentially the shielding on the plate is not going to work, right? So what I had to do was add extra shielding to the actual back of the pickup, the magnet on the back of the pickup, and that has reduced that's reduced any noise significantly. Not a difficult job to do, but you know, it's a bit time consuming, that's all. So now it's noise free. I've got everything turned right up as well here, and when I took it out of the case and I tested it, it was noisy as hell. You know, if I touch the front pickup, you can hear a bit of buzz there, right? If I touch the poles, I was getting that kind of noise constantly without touching the poles, and the noise only went away when I touched the strings. That's bad shielding, not done properly. I don't know why. It's almost like what they did was they took a passive, what would otherwise be a passive bass. That would be fine on a passive bass, but with a preamp, when you activate the preamp, that just becomes unacceptable noise. So yeah, I shielded it better, and it's operating just fine now. But yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in one of these, the price range of these is about I think about 102 or 103,000 yen, which is kind of not bad considering you've got this level, you've got this nice preamp, and you've got the lovely badass bridge, and you've got a good level of craftsmanship on this. It's definitely a good quality build. Feels, if you like Fender, you're gonna, if you like classic Fender neck profiles and radius, you're gonna love this. Not my kind of thing personally, but yeah, if that's what you like, you'll like it. The nut is great. Not the best nut. It's a bone nut. It's been finished moderately well, although I have to say that the Bacchus DX range, like this absolute corker of a bass here, have much better attention to detail, as do the Dragonfly. Dragonflies have wonderful nuts. That doesn't sound right, does it? But they do. And Atelier Z2 all finished to the nth degree. But then again, these are basses which are going to be twice as much as these, so I guess that's what you'd expect, really, isn't it? Fretwork wise, very tidy, nice fretwork, lovely clay inlays. That's very well done. So yeah, all in all, I mean, I think it's a good build for good money. They need to be a bit more careful about their sorting out their circuitry before they ship these things out, because that could luckily I'm a dealer, and also I know a bit about setting up and dealing with shielding and circuits and stuff like that. But if it went directly out to a customer, the customer would be sending it back if the customer doesn't know how to do these things, or the company's going to be finding itself out of pocket having to pay repairs. So I wasn't very impressed with that, but other than that, I've got that sorted out now. Other than that, it's good, and I think it's a nice variation on a Fender Japan bass. This week's going to be a bit of Fender Japan week, really. I'm going to have some JB75s coming in next week for another customer of mine, and those are just straight passive basses, but I'm looking forward to doing a review on those too and seeing how the build quality compares with this. I like the finish on this. Lovely colour, Olympic white. It's very handsome. No pick guard. Looks very cool. Dot inlays on the side are good. Gloss finish on the whole neck, and on the side of the fretboard as well. Although the fretboard itself is just satin. Seems like nice wood. Yeah, it's good. It's good, man. Like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Not sure what the strings are. They don't feel all that great to me. I would be inclined to change the strings. I don't know what it is. Oh, maybe they're alright. Yeah. So there you go. That's been a Fender Japan JB62, and this one is called the what do they call this one? They called it the APSP model. So I think that refers to active something special. It stands for APSP. So active passive special or something. I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's good. it's definitely, I'm glad that I had the chance to check these things out, and maybe I'll yeah, I would recommend these. You know, and if you are interested in them, I can get them for you from the dealer that has them exclusively, because you can't get them from anywhere else. It's one of those exclusive things, you know, that some dealers have with the manufacturers, with the builders, where they say, okay, we want something that is unique for our customers, and this is what their unique model is. And I think it's a nice idea. It's a good combination. It's versatile. It sounds pretty good. It's very crisp. Bit too bright for my liking, this preamp. But yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. Cheers for watching.